Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Crusader Kings 2 Game of Thrones mod Let's Play. So on the agenda for today, we've got two things that we need to do. Firstly, we need to avenge our cousin, who was usurped and betrayed in White Harbor, then thrown in a dungeon and eventually killed in a trial by combat. So we are gonna seek revenge on Lord Garrus here, who was the beneficiary of all that. And then the second thing we need to do is find somebody to give Shadowmoor to, because I'm holding way too much land right now. And obviously holding something way out here is not all that critical for me. I'd rather hold on to the provinces in the immediate area around my capital. So we'll take a look at some possible lords for that province in just a little bit, but I would like to focus on maybe... you know what, we'll do this first. We'll deal with Shadowmoor first, I guess. Alright, but before we do that, I just want to remind you guys to hit that like button if you're enjoying this series so far and you'd like to see more. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's the best way to follow along with this series or any other series on the channel that you might enjoy. So, we had a good suggestion by a subscriber by the name of CapsLockRage24 who suggested possibly the other Nelsor Raventree. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't find him, and we'll take a look at him and see if he's gonna be causing any potential issues if we gave him the land. And it doesn't look like it. So he is our cousin. His wife is somebody who's irrelevant to us. He's got a daughter, Shira, and another daughter, Wyla, who's unfortunately dead. Neither of which are, important to our operation at all. So he would be a pretty good candidate to give some land to. And I think I will. I would like to give him, because he's a Raventree, something closer to the capital, but I guess something is better than nothing, right? Let's see, so Sealshore went to Rickard Karstark. And I guess, yeah, I mean, I could give him Lonely Hills, but Lonely Hills is much, or was stronger, I thought. Yeah. So they were doing a little bit of, the AI always does that, but the AI was cheating a little bit. So because they had, all of their council members buffing their province, they had their levy way, way higher than it is for us now. But this is still the stronger of the two, so I'm going to give him Shadowmoor. And so that looks like it's going to work out pretty well. I need to go to here, and then there, and then there. Okay, so we'll grant you the, not Carhold, Shadowmoor. Okay, and we'll send him on over there. He's no longer, whatever, my castellan, but in a second we'll be able to reappoint him. Basically as soon as he arrives, which shouldn't take that long. Let's see. Yep, there he is. And I want you overseeing Carhold for me. Is there anybody who would be better? No, there isn't. Yeah, well, if we come across somebody better, we'll, actually, no, I want you fighting. And let's see. Oh, my other son, or my first son, sorry, needs a guardian. I keep thinking Harlan is the middle one, but no, that's Morgan. So we are going to educate the child ourselves, because we're obviously one of the better characters in this faction, and I'd like to make some of those decisions myself rather than leave them to somebody else, even if there are slightly more balanced characters in the faction, like our aunt and our sister, for example. Alright, so what's going on here? Oh, this is... yeah, so in the last episode, the pretender Princess Lynara Stark, or I don't think her name's actually Stark. It is Stark, okay. She was a bastard, though, so her name was Snow for a while. Yeah, you can see there, Lynara Snow, but she's going by Lynara Stark now. Either she was legitimized, or I'm not sure what happened there. But she decided to declare war on Lady Bessa Stark in order to try to take the North for herself. So there's a big war going on there that we're not getting involved in. And It looks like Bessa is going to win because she's got a lot of troops, but that's not guaranteed, so we'll keep an eye on that. But, oops, more importantly, Lord Garrus. So he has 900 men available to him in White Harbor, whereas we have 4,500 or 4,500. So we could declare war on him. I don't think there's anything stopping us. We would be claiming it in the name of our wife, which is fine by me because her heir is the same as mine. Or at least I would assume so. It's not going to tell me until she holds land. But that would certainly work. And then, you know, when she passes on, our eldest son would become Lord of White Harbor. And when I pass on, the eldest son will become Lord of Carhold. So he'll either become Lord of one or the other first, and then eventually both. So I am absolutely fine with that. And obviously, the other goal in this is to avenge our nephew. So let's go ahead and declare war to claim White Harbor. And that is the High Lordship, so it's all of this, not the regular Lordship. So we'll send that. And the game is still paused, so we'll go ahead and call up all of our men as well. I probably shouldn't have called up the vassals levies. I'm actually going to disband these guys. Because I'll eventually take, oh, not that one, this one. They'll start liking me less the longer their levies are called up, and since there's really no threat to us from this faction, I don't think it's necessary to call up 100% of our troops. What we have here should be more than adequate, because this is still 4,000. We just won't have the extra 500 or so. Oh, we have another son, wow. Aaron, okay. Now, the one concern I do have is that that army is sort of at large at the moment, and they are hostile to us, so we do need to be careful about that. We're actually going to meet up in the Dreadfort instead. But it looks like they're heading the other direction. I hope they're heading to Winterfell. I imagine they would be, because that's, you know, the point at which they want to siege. But, I gotta make sure they don't, like, walk into my armies or anything. Okay, so there we go. It's actually closer to 4,200. So my friend Lord Roberd talked to me today about our fine service to Lady Paramount Bessa. Cool. So let's head on down here, and we're gonna take White Harbor. Oh good, we're no longer ill. So I'll probably just go straight for White Harbor. There's really no reason not to. The terrain here is plains, so there's no defensive bonuses there. We outnumber them 4-1, or nearly 4-1, so this is going to be pretty straightforward. Wow, that's a lot of gold. I wish they were a little bit more lax on this one. Like, I wish I could give her like a middle option, like I'll give her 2 gold and she'll just have a neutral opinion of me. Because I don't really need the extra 10. But I don't want to lose 20. Or the extra... Yeah, no, it was plus 10. Never mind. So let's see, are they going to flee or are they going to hold? They're going to hold there. No, they are trying to get to Old Castle. Hopefully we can intercept them. No, we couldn't. So Brennet, Karstark, and Jane Overton had a son named Chael. Okay, well, they're going to hang out down there. I guess I'll go ahead and besiege their capital. Oh, look, he came of age. So Bernard, Karstark, and Mira Raventree had a son named Hallis, who is my nephew. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So, we'll have to siege this the old-fashioned way, because I can't really afford to assault this thing. But once we take this, at least the main castle here, we might go after their army again, see if we can trap them. They can flee to Ramsgate, but I think we'll be okay. Like, they would have to go a longer way, I imagine. So, King Lomas the Blessed is dead. His heir, Prince Maleficent Baratheon will take the throne. So who is the new king? Interesting. Devin Baratheon died. I think he was the one we were trying to set up a matrilineal marriage with. So Queen Maleficent Baratheon, whose husband is Sir Edwin Webber, and I guarantee that's... What? That's a regular marriage. Wow, did we miss out on an opportunity there. Oh, man. I should have kept checking on that, but once we lost the marriage to Devin Baratheon, I just didn't see... Or, we didn't lose it, I guess, but we didn't get the matrilineal marriage, and then she died. So, yeah, once that happened, I sort of just kind of moved on. And obviously, we should not have, because there was a pretty good opportunity there that we could have taken advantage of. We're losing a lot of men to attrition. We've lost almost almost exactly 400 men. Or 300 men, sorry. But that's not good. So he's mastering swordsmanship. He's fairly balanced, which is good, but he's not really decent at anything, so we'll see how his skills come along, but it does worry me that he's not, like, quick or strong or anything like that. He might just end up being a fairly average character. Which, if that's the case, and his younger brother... God, we have a lot of children. Well, 2 of them didn't make it, so... But yeah, Morgan Raventree is very intelligent and actually already the better character between the two. So if he continues that, it might be worth sending his brother to the wall and letting Morgan inherit all of our holdings. Okay, so Lord Linara Snow has banished Lady Paramount Bessa of the North. Wow. Oh, has been banished. Okay, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I was going to say, why is she still Lady Paramount then? So she was banished, Lady Bessa held on, which is, I'm fine with that, because we have a pretty good relationship with her. We're pretty neutral with Linara. She lost her name too, she's back to Linara Snow. And she's been exiled and imprisoned. Well, imprisoned then exiled. Which is, I would say, fairly generous for somebody trying to basically usurp your throne and going to war with you. Who? Lady Darlessa of Last Hearth has been released. Okay, so we still had some Umbers prisoner from the war with them. Let's get rid of all of these. You are not going to become regent. I can guarantee you that. And if you keep trying, I will lock you up in my dungeon. I should actually set my regent, because I don't know that it's necessarily who I want it to be. Wow. Lady Mylessa took him prisoner. That's going to be more than enough to end this war. So we'll offer peace, enforce our demands, and we'll kick him on out. So Garrus Manderly is now a nobody in Crackclaw Baron. Where is that? Oh, that's in the Stormlands. Actually, that's the Crownlands. Sort of. Is it... What are they considering that? That could technically be... let's see. No, I mean, I would almost call that... Well, Dragonstone is the islands here. But I believe that this particular area was allied with Stannis Baratheon in the books in the show. But I could be wrong. It could be Riverland's territory. It's pretty close to Riverland's territory. And it's also pretty close to the Crownlands, so that could be any one of the three, really. Let's disband this army. And so we now have Lady Janella of White Harbor. Her heir is Harlan Raventree, who is also my heir. Perfect. Hopefully that also means no more sons now that she's got her own lordship to manage, because we can't handle any more pretenders to our throne. That was actually really straightforward, too. Okay, so he's going to stop his scheming. That's good. Let's see. That's independent. It might be worth grabbing that and then transferring the vassalage over to Janella so that or we could just wait for our son to inherit it and do it later. That's also an option. Widow's Watch is something to consider as well. Basically anything around this, so like Hornwood, we would grab that up, throw them under the High Lordship of White Harbor. Anybody who's not under the Starks or the Boltons in this area. And then it looks like the Dustins are over here in the west. So we need to like take advantage of that. Grab this before they push that way. That's all Stark territory. This is all Bolton territory. And this is all Karstark territory with the exception of these two. We're going to keep our eye on this because we're eventually going to knock them out. Actually, we might be strong enough to do it now. In fact, I believe we are. So let's see. He's got about 1,000 men at his disposal. She's got about 1,000 as well. I've got about 3,700 plus. Okay, so about 4,300. And yeah. So this might be the best chance we have to just, you know, usurp that High Lordship. I'm curious. Let's click on that. We need a strong claim on it, so we should probably start working on that. What are you currently doing? You're in Arendelle fabricating claims, that's right. You know what? We're already strong enough without that claim. Let's move her on over to Last Hearth. We'll start working on that. And I guess we'll let the clock run for a little bit. So we already knocked off both of our objectives for the day, so that was actually, you know, pretty easy. Winton Raventree gains the patient trait. Good job. He's actually not bad. At 7 years old, that means he's only been under Mira's tutelage for a year, roughly. And he's already got one stat in the double digits and another one nearing it. He's not going to be a very balanced character, but he could be a very good general for us. So let's see. Garrus Manderly was released. Okay. I probably should have locked him up or something, executed him maybe. But he wasn't in my dungeon. He was in my Lessa's. But still, he did kill our nephew Heward. Okay, Morgan. How do we want to educate you? Numbers, command. I'm going to go with Court. He's already looking to be pretty good with martial skill. I don't really need him to be like, you know, one-dimensional general type character. I'd rather have him be a very well-rounded leader. So I'm going to educate him at Court. And we're going to pay the 26.6. Well, 26.7 basically. And I didn't get to see what that said. Eastmelt. So basically all these guys are just approving new laws and stuff. So the Boltons are probably, once we're done with the Umbers anyways, the Boltons are going to be probably our next target. And we're just going to try to basically have everything in the east of the north. And then eventually we'll be able to contend with Lady Bessa, and we'll see what we can do about that. My factions keep getting dismissed, though, which is kind of annoying. Oh, you're a traitor, man. I mean, I'm a traitor, too, but I'm at least subtle about it. Let's see. Yeah. It keeps getting rid of my faction, maybe because nobody's joining it. But I keep trying to go for elective succession. That way, I can completely legitimately take the title of Lord Paramount of the North, because I would just need to basically win a popularity contest rather than having to go to war with her. So, Callan of Sheepshead Hills Peasant Revolt has declared. I feel like, didn't he already lead a peasant revolt? Or somebody did. He's at war with everybody. That just seems like a terrible idea. They're just like shoes. That's kind of a funny banner there. Well, the Starks look like they've got that under control, so I'll leave them to it. And we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the episode here already. So there's a new Lord Commander. It's John Jast of House Jast, who is from the Westerlands. Interesting. How is the Night's Watch doing? Oh, they took it back. Look at that. They actually do have the wall again. And it looks like Morgan is ready to be educated as well. And obviously we're going to do that one ourselves too. No, we're okay. We're only one over. I'm going to hang on to that one. I need to do something to... I don't know how it necessarily works in this mod. I think I need to basically become the King of the North in order to do anything, but I want to increase my I forget what it's called, but it's always the top one in the realm laws, and it basically gives you more domain size. And so I can't do that, in at least not with our current status, but that's something I'd like to do, because I'd like to be able to hang on to at least like 3, maybe 4 provinces. And to that end, I'm a little bit disappointed I gave Eastmeld away, but at the same time it was by far the weakest one we had, so it made sense to give it away at the time. Although it would have been nice to be able to build these 3 up and just have this be my base of power. Even when we're like Lord of the North, I could, you know, hang on to that and then just have Winterfell or something. Because I don't think Bessa holds anything else. Yeah, so all of her power is drawn from this province right here. As far as I know anyways. It sure seems that way anyway. But again, she does have some direct vassals in the immediate area, so she can call on them too, but she only holds this one province. Anywho, I think we're going to call it there, because I believe we're roughly out of time. So, let me know what you guys think of the plan moving forward to deal with the Umbers. I don't want to like wipe them out or anything. We're just going to basically get rid of the High Lordship of Last Hearth and fold it under the High Lordship of Carhold, or we'll usurp this title and basically be High Lord of both. He can hold on to Last Hearth if he wants to. I have no problem with that. I just want to be the Lord above him. And then from there, I think we'll set our sights on the Boltons, and basically we'll call like this line right here the dividing line, and we'll basically try to hold everything to the east of it. So let me know what you guys think about that. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Crusader Kings 2 with you guys, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode.